Welcome back, friends and enemies alike, to LOL Indie. We're going to jump into a 2D platformer today, The Woods Hunt. Now, I'm a bit excited about this. The art quality is good. It's not part of a game jam. It's a well put together page. We got kind of like a limbo vibe here. It says it takes inspiration from Hollow Knight and Blasphemous. So we've got some animated GIFs here showcasing the game. Good warning, no save files, so that's good to know that it's in development. So let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at The Woods Hunt. Okay, I see GameMaker here, so we've got Katana Zero and I think Undertale are some examples of GameMaker games, so that's a pretty common engine. Haven't done one of these on my channel yet. Now it seems like the controller doesn't do anything here, so that I'm always worried about that on platformers, of how that's going to affect my opinion, because I really prefer to play with a controller, and the fact that they didn't prioritize making a controller work is sad to me. In order to fight the dark, you must become the light. In order to fight the dark, you must be with the dark. Ancient question mark proverb. So yeah, anyway, the no controller thing, that's gonna probably have an impact on my opinion here, especially considering how much I've ranted about it on this channel before. Menus and controller support in general. But my ideal is when I fire up a platformer, I don't have to touch my keyboard or mouse after I start the game up. I can kick back and just do everything with the controller. So we do have some cutscenes here, so this seems pretty polished. That there's actual content. Seems like there's going to be something of a mystery to unravel here as you progress, I would think, given this starting sequence. The character design is pretty cool. My only thing that pops out at me, and this is just a personal preference, is it seems like the character, also a loading screen would be good here, because this is kind of a long transition, but anyway, the character is more simplistically drawn than the background. So you can see the grass and the flowers and the leaves all have a high level of detail, and my character is kind of just like a doodle almost. So it's not that it's a bad doodle, I kind of like the design, it's just it needs, like, the blades of grass here are all coming to a sharp point, and there's lots of angles in the background there, and my character is kind of bubbly. So I do appreciate that they've hidden the mouse here, so that's another good thing. So yeah, now I'm using the keyboard again. I'm just going to confirm, yeah, the controller doesn't do anything here. So space key to jump. Okay. Yeah, like especially here you can see the difference in the grass on this platform versus my character, just the bubbliness versus the non-bubbliness. I kind of prefer that they all follow the same art style. I do appreciate that this is all controlled on the keyboard, so I don't have to go off my keyboard to the mouse to make these selections, so that's good. I won't skip the tutorial, I'll go through the tutorial. Press S to attack. Okay. X next page. Okay. Attack combos. Enemy health bar. Enemy stun bar. Okay, let's just jump in and start doing it. It's a hack and slash, so. Alright. Stun bar goes up. Oh, those criticals. That's pretty good. Critical hits. Alright. Wonder if oh, there was a roll. Oh. Let's keep going and see what we can find. Okay, now that For a second, the HUD there had a bunch of extra stuff on it, so let's see what we got here. Interactable items. Hand or eye pressed down. Alright. Beware deadly cliffs. Oh, the HUD. Okay. Health, experience, energy. Blah, blah, blah. Level up soul. Okay, so this is a... This has a lot. This is a big progression system here for, you know, an indie platformer. It's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed by all this, actually. Okay, so when you die, your potions and coins will be reduced. Your Clint's potions and Ginto coins will be reduced, but his current EXP will be lost. So they... Okay. Grammatically didn't make much sense there. Kind of sounded like you would keep the experience, but you lose everything, I guess. Alright. Now I'm... Oh, there's another status. Okay, so my... I'm kind of blasting through all that because I don't know that I'll last that long without a controller. Objective, explore the woods. View objectives. J. Alright, explore the woods. Alright. What are the controls on this game? Let's see. Okay, I'm definitely going to talk about how important it is to have controller support. There are too many combos here on these controls to remember. When you're in the heat of combat, you have all these primary, secondary skill, ultimate skill, shield skill, D plus Q, D plus W. Like, if I'm jumping around trying to kill guys, I'm not going to remember that. All of this is way more intuitive on the controller. You can set your specials to certain buttons. You know, you can cycle through them. It's just much easier on a controller. It only takes 1, maybe 2 hours at the most to add controller support. You already have all your methods and handlers for all your controls in the game, so you just have to add a couple of additional inputs. Any game studio, any language, whatever, Unity, GameMaker, whatever it is, have built-in support. I'll link to GameMakers in the description of this video. I have another video that I've done before doing it for Unity. So, you know, there's a reason why like controllers with tons of buttons like the Atari Jaguar like died a horrible death, and that's because people do not like having to memorize all these different button combinations when they're playing action games. It's just not fun. It's not a good player experience. So, rant over, just make sure you add controller support. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we're going to keep going a little bit and see what we got here. Alright, got a chest. Got a... That was a little hard to see, but there's a map fragment here, so M for the map. Alright, looks like kind of like a Metroidvania style map. Very linear at this point, but I assume there might be places to go up eventually. Let's see. We got here. Alright, there's a fountain. Drinking fountains restore your health. Okay. Press down on the fountain. I'm all healthed up. And one more, you know, one more thing I'm noticing about this is, like, remembering all these buttons, like here where it says you can use X and Z. Like, this would work so much better on a controller, and if you just added the map to this and anything else, instead of having all these different buttons to open different, you know, different status screens, it would be easier to just do this with select on a generic gamepad controller, map it to select, and you know, just L and R through the different menus. So again, you know, just very important. But the controller design, the UI UX experience that a player has with the pause menu, the controls on a platformer is super important. So never put that off for later. Always make that part of your initial 1.0 MVP release. Controller support, always. Okay, let's see. Alright. What's that up here? Okay. Found a note. Infected. I don't know how many days have passed. I sought refuge in the woods. Okay, so you found a note of somebody who's, I guess, turned into an infected. Not sure if it's zombies or what. Okay, got a knockback there. Yeah, it's the first enemy, so I assume that's why it was kind of easy. That was kind of a lot of hits to kill the first enemy, too, so that's a bit of a curve. You know, if that's the first enemy, how many hits is it going to take to kill the subsequent enemies? Now, maybe that's part of the game, and I'm just not... 8 to dodge, cost 10 energy, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'm just not being fair there, but... Alright, oh, 8 to dodge. Okay, so that was alright. Oh. Okay, so that's a pretty alright mechanic there. Oops. Now, I assume when I level up, these enemies will die faster also, so... I think I'm actually going to go ahead and call it quits here and say that this is a pretty well put together game. It has a lot going for it. The lore is good. The actual feel of the control of the character is good. Lots of progression system. All of that's good. The one gripe I have, Raven Games, is whatever you're doing, whatever's on your to-do list, clear it off and put controller support right at the top, and in your next game make sure that it's part of that must-have list before you release anything if it's an action game, because it can't be overstated enough. You know, if you're going to put your game out there for people to consume, this will be a thing that I know I'm not just the only one. I know it's not a deal breaker for everybody, and anybody who likes playing platformers with a keyboard will probably have a great time with this game. But I know there are also a lot of people who, you know, started platforming on consoles back in Nintendo, and, you know, even though I'm like PC gamer at this point for the most part, I still, when it's a platformer, I got to go back to a controller. So, you know, if you're doing platformers, controller's a must. Other than that, keep up the good work. It's a rare thumbs up from me. I do recommend this one to keep an eye on for sure. I'm sure they will add controller support. Kind of just ranting here that it's not here from the first drop of the game, but good luck, and I'll see everyone next time on the channel. Take care.